News, rumors and opinions Sunday, August 10, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. KTFA. Frank 26. Financial Technology in the CBI, F26. An international delegation discusses digital currency legislation and financial market development with al-Mashadani. Snippet. Mahmoud al-Mashadani. On Friday, August 8, 2025, Iraqi Parliament Speaker Mahmoud al-Mashadani discussed digital currency legislation and financial market development with an international delegation. Claire. Mobilization to pass the Popular Mobilization Law. A message to 183 Shiite MPs. This may be your last chance. The 9th of August 2025. State of Law Coalition, led by Nouri al-Maliki, warned on Friday evening against postponing the Popular Mobilization Forces, PMF, law to the next parliamentary session. Asserting that the lack of political consensus and the refusal of some blocs to attend were behind the law's stalled passage in the House of Representatives. The real reason behind the failure to pass the Popular Mobilization Forces law is the absence of Sunni and Kurdish representatives, which led to the breaking of the legal quorum and the lack of the political agreement required for its approval, coalition spokesman Aqil al-Fatlawi told Shafaq news agency. He pointed out that the 183 Shiite MPs are required to attend the session in support of this segment of the population, which has made enormous sacrifices in defense of Iraq. Adding that, absence from the vote is a clear failure of the Popular Mobilization Forces as a national security institution. Al-Fatlawi acknowledged the existence of a clear American role in influencing some political blocs linked to Washington institutions, which contributed to delaying the law, stressing that these influences are beginning to have a direct impact on the decisions and actions of MPs within Parliament. He explained that postponing the Popular Mobilization Law to the next parliamentary session will complicate its passage, due to the lack of clarity regarding the nature of future political alliances. He noted that the law does not target any particular group. There are approximately 30 Sunni MPs with tribal militias that benefit from its provisions, and therefore its passage serves all parties. He concluded by saying, "We are anticipating what happens after the Arbaeen pilgrimage. A decisive session may be held, but it will be the last opportunity to pass the law during this parliamentary session." This position coincides with the U.S. State Department's confirmation that Washington opposes legislation in Iraq that would transform it into a state subservient to Iran, threatening to impose sanctions on financial entities linked to armed groups. The Popular Mobilization Forces, PMF, were established in Iraq in mid-2014 under the Sufficiency Jihad fatwa issued by the country's top Shiite authority, Ayatollah Ali al-Sistani, following the fall of Mosul to ISIS. Thousands of fighters from armed factions, some of which were active before the fatwa, participated in its formation. Its primary role at the time was to repel the extremist group's rapid advance across large areas of northern and western Iraq. In November 2016, the Iraqi parliament voted on a law legalizing the Popular Mobilization Forces, PMF, as a security institution within the armed forces. However, the law lacked clear organizational details, opening the door to repeated calls for its legal restructuring and reformulation. Militiaman Iraq has all the natural resources. They have what's called inputs and outputs. They're going to make money coming and going. That's the way it works. Iraq is very fortunate to have her natural resources to be able to pull this off. The world knows that, especially the stakeholders who have been doing this for over 20 years. You've not seen anybody back off and say, "We're not investing in Iraq." Frank 26, Iraq Boots on the Ground Report, Firefly. Speaker of the House of Parliament and international experts discussed the importance of the digital currency. He was talking about how Iraq is all in on this and making the investment of Iraq ready for global and international markets. Frank. Yeah, the whole world is waiting. Tell that idiot all we need is a new exchange rate. Crash incoming. 40% market concentration triggers everything bubble risk. Taylor Kenny. The 9th of August 2025. Over 40% of the S&P 500 is now concentrated in just 10 companies, a dangerous setup that we've only seen before the Great Depression. This is how market euphoria ends, not with a warning, but with a sudden, brutal crash that takes everyone by surprise. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com